Hey there, it's What the Fuck Wednesday. Well, kind of. I'm running a little late this week. But today's video is a bit of a departure from the last two. We've focused a lot on concentration of wealth, and today's topic is more closely related to the first chapter of the book I'm working on. The title of that chapter is Meritocracy, Oligarchy, Dictatorship, oh my. Yeah, it's a cheesy play on lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, but I kind of like cheesy, so hey. I had a topic in mind more related to the last two that I was going to record for this week, but there is something really weighing on my mind and heart right now, so here we go. Most viewers are likely familiar with the situation playing out in politics right now with the Secot prison in El Salvador and the imprisoned father from Maryland, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, among many others who have been incarcerated in a foreign country without any due process. So what is due process? It's not a simple answer, but also not terribly complicated either. In the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, the Fifth Amendment states that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Then in 1866, just after the Civil War and the abolition of slavery, the 14th Amendment was passed. And it literally says the exact same thing, just that individual states also have to abide by this due process. So it extends it from federal to also saying states have to do this too. Due process protects people from being executed, incarcerated, having their possessions taken without fair legal proceedings first. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain why this is important, and yet, based on a statistic I read last week, or this week, it seems like people might not be understanding the mess we're in right now. So one of the news sources that I really appreciate is literally called, it's perfect for this week actually, it's called What the Fuck Just Happened Today.com. And in yesterday's news, there was a statistic from a recent survey. When given the statement, Trump should keep deporting people despite a court order to stop, 56% of people disagreed. And while that is technically a majority, it's still alarming, and here's why. What about the other 44%? Well, 4% did not answer, but 40% agreed with the statement that Trump should keep deporting people despite a court order to stop. This was a serious what the fuck moment for me. We have separation of powers established by the U.S. Constitution and our founding fathers for a reason. England's government was a monarchy, and the founding fathers did not want to allow for the possibility of such rule in America. Yet this statistic strongly suggests that 40% of those surveyed are okay with the president cherry picking which court orders to follow and which ones to ignore, and the one he is ignoring could lead to disastrous consequences for natural born citizens too. That claim is a video in itself, but in brief, Trump has already stated he wants to send U.S. citizens to El Salvador's prison. Of course, it would only be the violent ones, just like with the immigrants being deported without due process, many of whom have never been convicted, let alone even charged with any crimes at all. He said they were going after violent criminals, like the kind that murdered that nursing student in Florida, yet they're going after everyone. So, growing up in the 80s, we had a lot of great characters to learn from and role models to look up to. These guys on my hat, Mr. Rogers, Sesame Street, and others that promoted human rights and dignity. The images I've seen from CCOT are anything but that. Again, how anyone can in good conscience believe that people deserve to be there and be treated in that manner, especially without due process, is beyond me. The U.S. has ratified multiple international human rights treaties, including the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the Convention Against Torture, both of which CCOT is accused of violating. Where does it end? Like I said before, initially we were told, oh, well, violent, illegal immigrants are going to be the target of our immigration reform. Then it turned to all illegal immigrants, regardless of convictions or even being charged with anything. Now it's those here legally complying with all ICE policies and procedures, showing up for their meetings, doing all the things, and contributing positively to society. Working people who pay taxes but aren't eligible for benefits, and people who have businesses and communities and improve the communities that they are in. Now being sent out of our country, back to the countries they came from or elsewhere. So if Trump decided to go after violent natural-born citizens, and people might be okay with that because, oh, well, they're violent, right? They did terrible things. Of course he can deport them to El Salvador. Why not? Well, if he can go after them, can we really trust him to stop there? Based on the saying, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior, I highly doubt it. And as an outspoken, nonviolent critic of the government, including Trump, and a lot of Democrats too, and Republicans, the criticism is very widespread.
Stupid government!
But as an outspoken, nonviolent critic of the government, this is worrisome to me. It's worrisome to a lot of people I know who don't follow his agendas and his policies and his ideas of whatever he thinks things should be like, which is largely undecipherable. So I'm going to end with a powerful quote. This is a quote from Martin Niemöller. I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly, but he's a Lutheran pastor from Germany. He was in Germany at the rise of Hitler's power and was incarcerated in concentration camps and prisons during the Holocaust. And this quote from him is displayed at the United States Holocaust Museum. You've potentially seen versions of it on social media. Like, it's a meme that goes around every now and then that's originally from him but tweaked for modern events often. And what he said was, "First they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. It's time to speak up and not be bystanders to all the what the fuckery that's going on. What is happening right now is not right. It's not fair. We must fight back before it's too late." So please share your thoughts about this topic, about this video in the comments. As always, please keep things kind and productive. Let's have good discussion that leads to change instead of high blood pressure. Also, I hope you will like, subscribe, and share. And thanks for watching this week's What the Fuck Wednesday video. Take care.